Let's do it.
Okay, Aditya Joshi is with us from India. Embrace the hustle. We finally got on the podcast. I have a little bit of technical difficulties. I love this film. It's under 5 minutes. It's from India. Is this your first film?
Yes, it is.
And it's really well photographed. It's really well told. What kind of motivated you to make this film?
So it kind of is like motivation. It stems from somewhat of my surroundings growing up, what the world that I've seen around me, and just the environment that I've absorbed inside of me as I've grown up through the years in the city of Mumbai. We have a very uh, Darwinistic city over here. We, rather than more philosophical, we are more survival based. The city, it runs really fast, and just to match up with a fast pace is all I was trying to do via this.
So it's like the city life. So you're kind of grabbing a lot of shots. Are people knowing that you're photographing them in the film?
Sorry.
Are you grabbing a lot of candid shots in the city? And I know you have some actors and you have some moments of acting, but then you also have some like moments of like what of all the background. Are people knowing that you're making a film in the background?
Yes, they did, and they were actually more excited than us because they finally had someone who was trying to document their story. They were very excited.
They're very so there was nobody was didn't want to be on camera, I'm assuming, and
Yeah,
everybody was okay. Yeah.
there were moments where people did not know they were on camera, but uh, just considering the wider picture, they knew that there's this short film that is happening because, of course, we were shooting at a very, very, very location. It is swamped with people throughout the day. People trying to buy stuff. It is a prime hub for shopping in Mumbai streets. So we had the cops with us. We had local authorities with us.
Oh
So
wow. So it's a real film.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the cops were just there by happenstance, and uh,
Yeah.
we being young students, we just tried to get them on our side, and luckily they were in a good mood that day. But you don't know. You can't bet on those guys.
So the first thing that stands out in your film is the it's so well photographed, so well photographed. Like, who did you work with in terms of the cinematography and kind of getting this really kind of very innovative too, really innovative. But you really got the essence of the city in this film. Tell us about the
Yeah,
process of get doing working with your cinematographer.
that is a great question actually, because cinematography was so important to me in this one particular film that I was time and very unsure about who to work with because my the person that I usually work with, my go-to, was kind of busy in bigger projects and he was not available at the time. So he sent me references, and most of them were we were just not on the same page in terms of creative vision. He, um, I might look a little young and a little recent for this, but I'm very, very, very sure and very specific about what I want, and I don't like to play around with that. So what I've written in my script, I make sure I have that, and plus, if there's anything else that the creative collaborating bringing on table, then yes. So I had a person who works in a local YouTube page as an editor, and he was not well versed as a cinematic,
Okay.
but I decided to go with my gut and trust him because I wanted him to both shoot it and edit it because he has the skill. He has the skill set to do so. So I said, why not bring one guy who does it? And in that process, I even uh, rejected collaborating with a couple of, or as I said, changes and differences in creative approach.
So the funny thing is, like, not funny, but interesting that I've noticed is that it's such a different world, like the city, than the Western world, right? But there's still Starbucks in the background. No matter what, there's a Starbucks.
Great observation. Great observation. I've not
It's
had
just, yeah.
to tell that to me. There's Starbucks in the background. You're the first person.
It's so funny though because it's like I guess is it Starbucks popular in your city?
Yes, it is popular.
Yeah.
but not exactly uh, popular in the niche that we were shooting for. The marginalized group of people that we were showing, they don't, even though they're just around the block, but they've never visited. I've had so many people like that. So we actually got to know many stories of many clothes sellers before we actually shot this. We want to be as true to stories as we possibly can.
So tell me about the motorcycle scene. Like, what was real? What was done in post production? Like, how did you kind of, like, it's really nicely done. I'm just curious how the process for that was.
Most of it, 95%, you could say, was shot just as we did. In post, what we did was a main transition that you see from this world to the world of bike. The You see where the Starbucks is in the background.
Yeah.
Uh, Come was because we had a little uh, tracking effect in post where we kind of you might have noticed there's this bike. As soon as it goes in the air, there's this little bike that starts appearing on the screen, and it perfectly stays when the jump lands. That was written that way while I was writing the script, because that was exactly how I had planned to shoot it, and it was very very tough to make my cinemat understand that, make all the others understand. But eventually, that was one thing that went really well. And the second thing is the uh, ECU shots that you see of inside the helmet, where he's
Yeah.
kind of looking at the rider behind, and
Yeah.
he's speaking to himself. Those shots were the background in those shots was replaced, and they were just normal shots of him standing in the background.
So do you ride bikes yourself?
Me, I've never touched a bike.
Oh, okay. So what motivated you to put it in the film then?
Just I was fascinated. It's actually a shame that I've never touched a bike. I'm not really proud of that fact because I've learned everything but a bike, and bikes are very common in this city because of the traffic. So
Yeah.
bikes are the most way. Cars take forever. You're stuck there in traffic forever. But bikes, I drive these scooties. They are bikes but without gears. So I never had a bike with a gear, and unfortunately couldn't learn that. But I've always, since I was a kid, I saw this world. There was this thing called Saturday night where best bikes used to that time, and the best riders used to come, and they all used to illegally race throughout Mumbai. It all came to a standstill eventually because of it being
Yeah.
underground. But that is the story that really fascinated me to write a feature film on this, and to pitch that feature to producers, the film gods of India. I compressed it into a short film and made this.
Okay. So like you're saying, it's like almost like a proof of concept.
Yes,
There's a
exactly.
bigger. You have you want to make a feature film out of this for out of this. Yeah. Right.
Yes, that is planning to do.
And so it's getting in the festivals already. You can see that it's getting some screenings. It's like I said, it's a nicely done film. So there is a bigger story here, right?
There is a bigger story.
All right. So then, what are you trying to say in this film? It's kind of like embrace the hustle. It's kind of the title is in what you're saying. And what did you say? Passion versus mudanity, like meaning that like embrace your passion. Don't like go. Don't be stagnant. Don't be like. So that's sort of what you're trying to. I guess is that what you're trying to say in the film?
Spot on. Those are my key themes that I'm trying to highlight. Embrace the hustle is one of them. Passion versus mundanity, as you
Yeah.
said, is, and third is this might not be necessarily highlighting over here, but in the feature film, I'm very focused on this finding your tribe, because this guy he knows where he belongs, and he does not want to compromise for any less. Because if you see these guys, they actually work a hell lot than a normal 9 to 5 person would. These clothes
Yeah.
sellers, them they come uh, from 10 a.m. in the morning and they work till 10 in the night, or sometimes even 11, 12. This is happening even during uh, the Ramadan period, which is where they fast, because majority of these people they fast.
Yeah.
So even while they are fasting and even while they have all their religious beliefs and their faiths to practice, still doing this. That kind of inspired me.
Gotcha. And then okay, so then what does that come from then? Like embrace the hustle. Like, did you say find your drug? Is that what you said? Like find your like passion, I guess. Find like what you're made for.
Yes, yes, that is exactly what I was trying to say. Never compromise for anything less than you think you're capable.
Yeah. And is that what you're doing with film? You found your hustle. You found what you're passionate about.
Well, if you asked me this question years ago, I've not been very sure, but right now I'm pretty sure. I've come to films before I wanted to be. I'm not sure if you're relevant with this term. I wanted to be a cricketer before I was pursuing film.
Okay.
And cricket is a massive thing in India. It is
Yeah.
almost like a second religion. So I wanted to be a cricketer, and I clearly understood. Being very realistic about this, I was not as talented as the other 1.2 billion people that would pursue cricket.
Sure. Yeah.
So I just randomly made a short film when I was in ninth grade. That happened to win in school, and that is how this all.
Gotcha. So you retired as a cricketer. You're not pursuing it professionally anymore.
Oh,
I get that. It's like we have baseball, right? Like it's the version of cricket. And basically I remember my son plays baseball, and the coach, he like made it to the minor leagues, meaning that like it's like there's like the majors like cricket, the big league, and then there's like other leagues that are like trying to get up to the big league, right? I'm assuming it's the same thing with cricket. And he had to stop because he knew that there's something missing with them. Like there was like he just wasn't as good as the major leagues, right? Like they wasn't as good as the best. And that's
yeah,
disheartening, right? But you have to stop, right?
right. You have to move on, then you have to move on.
Yeah.
There's no
That's a good story in itself, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is.
Yeah. Because you embrace the hustle, but then sometimes you have to stop the hustle because it's just not going to work out.
Perfectly articulate.
Yeah. But filmmaking is going to work out. This is your new pursuit, right?
Yeah. I recently graduated from a film school, and I'm just trying to make it in the Indian film industry.
Yeah.
Thanks to festivals like yours, that I'm even getting wider opportunity, getting to show my work to people throughout the globe. The great privilege of.
Yeah, it's great. Well, no, congratulations. And okay, so then basically, well, first of all, tell me about cricket. Like, what you started playing when you were like, really young?
Oh yes, I very, and that was the first thing. I mean, to kind of fit in into the crowd and to fit in the group of boys that are your age.
Yeah,
People over here, they only have sports as a medium when they start,
yeah,
or have rarely some other similar topics of it. But sports is the key. So I started playing cricket because there were a lot of my friends were just playing cricket, and eventually I found out that I'm a decent cricketer. But as I said,
yeah,
not making it internationally.
yeah. What were you good at? Were you good at hitting or catching or fielding? What were you good at?
In cricket, there's bowling where you run up
Yeah,
16, 17.
yeah. You were good at that.
Yeah, I was very good at that. I
Yeah.
was the best that I was at that. And then there was batting. Fielding is a must for any batsman or bowler. You must know how to.
Sure, yeah. So you were the best at bowling, but were you a good hitter? Were you good like what do they call it? Like they call it hitting in baseball. Were you good hitting? Yeah,
Right. Yeah, I was not exactly very good, but yeah, I was much better than many.
yeah. And
But I've
sometimes
seen.
these games last like I heard they last like 8 9 hours, right?
Yeah, yeah, true. That depends on the format too. There's 4 hours. There's an entire day, which is called one day international,
Yeah,
and there's games that last 4 to 5 days.
yeah,
Those are
yeah,
called tests. They literally test you and your physical.
yeah. So it's like in like you've heard of American football, right? Which is very popular in it's the most popular sport. but you probably look at it and go, that is so, what is going on? You have no idea what's going on. It's like us with cricket. We have no idea. We know there's someone pitching like bowling, and it's like, but we don't know the rules. We were all confused, and it's like it lasts a long time where we like, it's so interesting about like what these nuanced sports, meaning that, listen, soccer or football, your football, there's two nets and you got to kick the ball in the net. It's pretty simple, pretty basic to figure it out, right? But there's nuance to like American football or cricket where like there's a genius to it. There's like something very creative about it because it's not basic, right?
True. Yeah. There's many details and there's many layers that you've got to uncover. And
Yeah, exactly. It's the same way with yeah. All right, so tell me about what you said you did a film when you were in high school. What brought you back to filming? What like do you remember where you were? What kind of prompted you to go back to filming?
it was actually just my mother asking me. I don't even understand it. Now, looking back, I don't even understand why I did what I did. It was maybe just my mother asking me to try and participate in that because she was always fond of making me go and perform on stages.
Oh wow. Okay, that's amazing. Yeah.
She killed my stage fright when I was very much before cricket too.
Yeah.
Barely even conscious. I barely had memory, and I've been participating on stages since then. She used to write them little mono acts to me, and I performed them. She was always fond of performative arts, and maybe it passed down from her to me. That is how it all began.
Gotcha. And then that's so interesting. Your mom got so your mom wanted you to pursue it. So what did your mom think about the film that you made?
Oh, she loved it,
Yeah.
but she was also very. Uh, she was also did not want to show how much she loved it.
Yeah.
But again, I was knowing her since forever. I was able to understand she loved it. She struggled before this as well. Even in film school, um, I mean, I've had works that were unreleased or works that are still made, but because I'm binded by contracts, they can never be released. So to actually see something of her son being released was, I guess, maybe a little proud moment for her too. She was
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, that's great. And what about your dad? Does your dad like it too?
My dad, to be honest with you, even I mean, he's not a very emotional guy. He does
Yeah.
not like to. That is the thing about Indian dads. They just don't show emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw it. He all he did was, good. That is all he said. I'm still trying to figure out if he actually liked it.
Yeah. Well, maybe that means a lot for someone like him. So, yeah. So, what about your actors? Their actors did a great job. Where did you find your actors?
Film school. He one of my colleagues in film school, and we became very, very, very dear friends. He's actually not into acting very. He's a stand-up comedian. Likes to perform on stages. Likes to do these little comedy
Yeah.
bits on stages. That is what he does. That is what he wants to.
Oh
He
wow.
tries to. He's a content creator. Some 40K Instagram followers and 250K on YouTube. That is what he does mainly.
Yeah.
But for me, because one, we've got very good companions. Two, uh, he's a phenomenal actor, and I really thought that he could tap into the character pretty well and get it out on screen.
That's great. And so, you talked about collaborating with your editor and cinematographer. So he did both. Is that someone you met in film school as well?
No, he's not one whom. But I have a friend who was with me at film school, and he's this guy's roommate. That is one way how I connect.
Gotcha. And then so then you just kind of connected, you bonded, you and him.
Yeah, he's a pretty chill guy. I mean, I really really intense when it comes to films and when it comes to something that I want to create. But this guy, he was pretty chill about everything. He was so chill that it was actually kind of worrying me. Point. but I think we just balanced it out pretty well. Me
Yeah.
being very animated, passionate, and him being calm.
He was worrying you, like, just like because he was doing his own thing, or like how was he worrying you?
Though he worried me because I was actually at a person so calm that you feel like is he actually wanting to do this, or is someone forcing him to do it? Is it out of the pressure that I reached out to his friend and now he say, is it all of that formality? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it was just me overthinking, and that is how it turned out to me. Because he worked pretty hard for this. The guy who shot it, but yeah, his calmness was. I was worried about it because the story that he's saying the very opposite of this emotion. So I
Yeah.
expected him to be all over the place. Like,
Yeah. No, but it's a pretty concise film. And like, did you always want it under 5 minutes? Is that what your goal was, to make it like a under 5 minute film?
yes, it was always because I have a friend who works at a very mammoth production house in Mumbai, which makes films proper Bollywood, and it has been doing that for years now. So I reached out to him and I asked him for advice on what to do with the script that I have for the feature. And this was his idea that why don't you try compress it into a short film which you can use as a proof of concept, like you.
Yeah.
And that's how it all began. Like, yes, I can do this. I should do it rather than just knocking doors. Producers, I can show them that if I'm bringing these kind of visuals, the this generation, because the producers they don't have as much time as I do.
Yeah.
They are on a very tight. So I wanted to keep it the 5 minutes for that reason. That I don't. There's no way for them to say no. That is all I was trying to ensure.
Yeah. And then you got it all together and you got it done. That's like, and then you started setting at the festivals. Or how was the feeling when you, like, whatever on the computer or whatever, you kind of finished the film? How were you feeling when you, like, okay, I'm finished the film, I'm gonna send it to festivals? How were you feeling in that moment?
It actually kind of been later to me. At that very moment, I was just very, I don't know the English word for this. In my language, we call it chanchal. I was just calculating what I should do ahead. I was not really, uh, I mean, my crew and my cast, they were very happy. They were all, uh, let's celebrate, let's think about it. But I was just, okay, now I've got a film ready. Where should I go? Which production house should I reach? Festival should I apply to? And this was one of the first film festivals. I applied to three because I was applying to festivals for the first time. So
Yeah.
I was new to this whole environment and
Yeah.
this whole system. I just applied to feedback film festival because I really wanted feedback on what this is, and be it good, be it bad, that I did not know.
Yeah.
I did not. I was not attached to the outcome of it. I just wanted to do everything that I could do, everything that is the controllables.
Yeah. Well, you did it. You got it done. I think you should send to more festivals. It's going to get accepted to probably everyone you submit to. So I'm telling you that from a festival director's perspective, it's really great. And keep making more films. I know you want to make a feature, right? But I don't know if that's going to happen tomorrow. So in the meantime, keep doing things, keep tinkering, keep kind of figuring out what your directing style is.
Absolutely. I think at 22, I'm doing decent. Could do better, that's for sure. 20, being selected and winning awards in prestigious film festivals like yours, that maybe really can pursue and I really make something out of this little dream. Thanks
Yeah.
to like you supporting unheard voices like so grateful for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, and thanks for your patience doing this. And let's talk again when you make your next film.
Absolutely. I'm just short of words. I don't know how to compliment well. I apologize for that. But I have so much love and so much respect. everything that you all have done. This has by far been my best experience at any film. I think it wholeheartedly.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, I want to talk to you again. I want to see your next film. Okay, so make sure you send it to us when you're done.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure talking to you today as well.
Thank
Apart
you.
from all difficulties, thank you for being so warm and just the sheer warmth that you've shown. Really great.
All right, let's talk soon.
Okay.